Before we plan any weekend getaway, we now ask ourselves 3 questions that I'm going to share with you today. We don't use these questions for long vacations or for those big bucket list sort of vacation planning things. We specifically use this for those Friday to Sunday retreats, those escapes, the getaways that you want to use on the weekends to refresh yourself. Think staycation, think weekend getaway in a city just next to yours. This is to change your scenery or to just enjoy yourself or to recalibrate. These 3 questions shape every decision we make about these weekend retreats now. And they are the reason why our weekends are more restful and less chaotic. If you've ever booked a place, planned a few things, got away for the weekend, and still came home somehow feeling exhausted, then this video is probably for you. You may be choosing places based on what you think you should be seeing, rather than setting up the weekend for how you want to feel at the end of the weekend. And that movement, or that from to, if you will, from trying to get as much done as possible to how we want the weekend to feel for us, it changed everything. So at this stage in our lives, we're in our 50s now, we still want to see beautiful places, right? We love that. We love exploring. We love seeing new neighborhoods, new cities, new towns, new locations. We still want a little bit of adventure in our lives. That hasn't gone away. But what has changed for us is that when we go away for 2 and 3 night stays, we really want it to be more about ease and comfort and restful rejuvenation, kind of like a mini retreat in the middle of a busy month. We've worked hard, just as you probably have. We've raised our families, we've built careers, and our weeks are often very full. I'm building a business in the coaching practice, in the wellness space. Hubby works his full-time work, and so when we take a weekend away now, we really want it to be a full reset and not be jam-packed with a bunch of activities. At least that's the lens we plan with now. So what are those 3 questions? Well, the first question we always ask is this location truly walkable? Not technically walkable, truly walkable. Let me explain. If you watch this channel, you'll see that we've stayed in some pretty neat locations. But many of them, in fact, are not in a walkable place. In other words, we couldn't just leave the cottage or leave the Airbnb or leave the hotel and just go to this amazing place. Some places do have that capacity, and some required us driving everywhere for the entire time we were there. And when you're going away for a weekend, being stuck in a car all day is not, for me at least, is not a priority, because I feel like then we're spending all of our time in a vehicle rather than actually just spending time with each other and enjoying a beautiful location. And every outing then becomes a decision, where are we going? What route are we taking? Is there parking at that location? How long are we going to stay there? Blah, blah, blah. It just complicates the weekend for nothing. So compare that to weekends where we arrive. The driving is to the location. You arrive, you park your car, give it over to the valet or park it in a park yourself lot, and then you forget about it. You just go on with your weekend and enjoy yourself. I mean, some of our absolute favorite moments on this channel has been times when we've been able to just walk out of a back door or a front door even and just walk. So we recently stayed at the Chateau Laurier in around the Halloween timeframe, and I'll share a video you'll see the link to that video. But when we stayed there, it was great because we got to walk along the canal and just wander through historic locations and check out the exterior of the building and the architecture, looking at the locks at the canal location as well, and sort of strolling through those neighborhoods. You're going and grabbing a coffee at a local coffee shop, or going shopping or popping into a local store that has arts and crafts or some historical locations like the museums that are nearby. Everything there is so close. So that's been some of our favorite times. And also, you go for dinner somewhere and it's not far for dinner. You walk, it's part of your digestive experience, but also you get to enjoy the experience, the environment around you as you're walking back to your hotel room. The weekends feel so different when you're not watching the clock all the time, when you're not calculating the distances and trying to figure out logistics and always being 3 steps ahead. And these moments are the things you're going to remember, especially as an older couple. So if a destination requires longer travel, then we tend to save those travel days for the longer trips, for the things that are going to be where we're going to be somewhere for a week or more. That way, we can kind of build in some rest time that is similar to the weekends throughout those longer trips. But for the weekend, for us at least, simplicity wins every time. The second question we always ask is whether a hotel is a space that we actually want to enjoy staying at. This is a big one for us. Over the years, we've realized that the hotel is a part of the weekend experience. Now, if you're going somewhere for a long trip or you're going to a dream destination and all you're worried about is finances, then clearly you could book the cheapest location because you're not going to be in your room, you're going to be out sightseeing and jamming all the stuff in. But for a weekend getaway, I want it to feel like a retreat. So the hotel then becomes really important. It becomes part of the experience. I mean, it's where you're going to start your mornings, where you're going to have your coffee in the morning, where you might go for breakfast. You know, you're going to be spending your evenings potentially in a room or on a balcony enjoying the views. We've stayed in places that are fine, but forgettable, right? And the idea is to stay in places that instantly feel warm and welcoming and special. And that difference can make or break a weekend for you. Some of the properties that we've shared on this channel were not necessarily flashy, but we love them because of how they made us feel. Even those that required driving, there were some locations, like there's a place in Prince Edward Island that we stayed at. The location there was phenomenal. I mean, there's been places in New Brunswick that we've gone to where we could sit on a balcony and just enjoy the lobster trap guys every morning and the boats coming and going and watching seals come in during the tides. Those moments are things that we'll always remember. So the location that you're staying at is more than just a bed to put your head down in. It's a location that's part of the experience. So again, we're not necessarily looking for luxury, but we definitely want comfort. If you don't walk into a place and go, man, I'm really glad we chose this location, then you're kind of missing the mark on your weekend planning, because you should be excited about going to this place that you're going to be going to. When we went to that Chateau Laurier experience, I mean, I've been born and raised in Ottawa. My dad did construction in the kitchen of the Chateau Laurier 35 years ago, right? I've never stayed there. And so when we got to stay there, I was kind of excited. I was looking forward to doing that Fairmont review because I'd never been inside the castle. It's Ottawa's castle, and we've never stayed there. So I was excited to go, and we had a good experience. So it really is a part of your weekend, and you shouldn't discount it. The third question I always ask myself is, will this destination or location actually enable us to reset, to revitalize, to wind down, if you will? And this is where things usually go wrong when people plan their weekend getaways. They'll choose places that are packed with things to do and spend the entire weekend rushing through them, right? Going from item to item, place to place, activity to activity. They see a lot, but they don't necessarily enjoy it all, and they might feel rushed in the process of doing it. We're drawn to places that have things like water and character and history and walkable streets and areas that you can wander without an agenda. Places where you can sit on a bench and enjoy the views. Having a long lunch without the stress of having to check the time. We still love museums and landmarks and theme parks and hikes and going on little adventures. Those things will never change for us. We'll always enjoy those things. But on a weekend getaway, we want those things woven into a day that has space for it. That's what makes a weekend feel like a real reset, rather than a race. Because ultimately, life is not about that. It's about all the little things you experience along the way. And when those three things line up, when it's walkable, and the hotel feels great, and the destination supports your ability to slow down, you don't need a jam-packed itinerary. The weekend just takes care of itself. That is a real shift that we made in our weekend planning. We stopped asking how much can we fit into a weekend, and we started looking at how does a weekend feel at the end of the day. And that's exactly why the next couple of months, in the last 6 months actually, has had a focus on our hometown of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada on this channel, because Ottawa is a great example of what a restorative weekend could look like for you. It's highly walkable. There's tons of places where you can walk. It's safe. It's a safe city. Yes, there's petty crime, and yes, you have to remain alert, and you don't want to leave stuff in your car, but for the most part, super safe. I don't feel uncomfortable walking around the downtown core. It has character. There are historical components to the city, like the canal that's been around since the 1800s. We have museums and hotels that have architectural nods to European sort of stylings and British stylings in terms of architecture, if you're into that kind of thing. There's lots to see here. There's walkable districts, and if you're willing to go a little outside of the core into more sort of outskirts of the core, there's entire neighborhoods like the Glebe and others that are very walkable and have beautiful homes and have all sorts of different districts here that you can enjoy. And while some people make fun of Ottawa and call it kind of boring, it's Forgottawa kind of thing, it's a city that can allow you to breathe. You can come here and reset. And that's just the kind of experience that we want to share here on the channel. I'm also putting together a simple Ottawa weekend guide. So if you want to plan a weekend here in Ottawa, you are either here and you want to do a staycation, or you're from another city, and you just want to come for the weekend to enjoy Ottawa, or you've never been to Ottawa before and you just have time to come in for 2 nights, we're going to be putting together a guide to support and help you out with that. So you don't have to go through every single thing. You can take the advice of a local who's done it, who's shown it. You can watch the videos here online and get a sense of what it is that you're going to be getting into so that you can really experience the weekend reset that you deserve. This channel is all about our experiences and sharing with you our thoughts on what we've experienced so you can make better decisions about your own travel and maybe live a little bit vicariously through what we're doing. If the weekend guide is something you think you're interested in, I'll place a link down below when it's ready. Thanks again for being here, folks. We'll see you on the next adventure.